Well, welcome to the Stone Roadie podcast. It's the one you don't want to miss. It stars Craig Reed, the Stone Roadie, and Griff, the rocket scientist. Let's not forget Kathy Godsey and all the old friends that come along. Lord, we'll be talking Skynyrd and leaving you with a song.
Podcast 98, action. All righty then, looky here. This is podcast 98 of the Stone Roadie Show. My name's Craig Reed, a.k.a. the Stone Roadie, and this is my co-host, the rocket scientist, Griff Martin. I guess we'll just start this one off today by talking about our most recent donators to the Forgotten Survivors Fund. And here we are again with Jesus for Survivors, send in another $1,000 donation. So that's $4,000 that Jesus for Survivors is sent in to the Forgotten Survivors Fund. And then Don and Marcia sent in $1,000. Now, Don and Marcia, they've been meaning to send in money for a long time, but they've been on vacation, and someone I won't mention their name was talking about Griff and I being scum, and the money that we were taking in wasn't going to where it was supposed to go, and all this and that and the other thing. But we took in $15,000, and we sent out $15,000, so that I can't imagine any more of a clean record than that. So Don he got kind of irritated with that because he knows me, and so he's sending that $1,000, and he said just to mention that, you know, that that kind of irritated him that guy was sending that, and then he one time I shoot bow and arrow, you know, and one time I was telling him I was bidding on eBay on this quiver that I wanted, this real Indian quiver, and I lost out on it, you know. So he was up in Colorado, and they walked into a shop and found this one here. It's a made by a real Indian up there in Colorado, and pretty nice, and it'll go with my vest that Leon gave me. You know, you can see that's a pretty good match there. So when I go out and play cowboy and Indian out in my yard there, I can.
And he's not kidding; he really will.
I can't put my loincloth on and stuff, go out there and shoot my bow and arrow, you know. I'll really get immersed in the situation out there, you know. Griff can tell you I got an outfit for just about everything I do, so that'll be fun. I imagine the neighbors will like to see me out there running around like an Indian.
Chad Reed has actually caught Craig on his flight simulator with his captain's hat on and everything, and he says, "Oh yeah," he says he dresses up for everything. So
luckily, I don't have any neighbors, because I did have some guys going up the road, and they said they saw me out in the yard wearing my Speedos a couple of times. I said, that wasn't Speedos, them was my DVDs, or my whatever, my
BVDs.
BVDs, yeah, my whatever, Fruit of the Looms. I was in my underwear. So anyways, that's about all of that. So and then with Cousin Figel, I got a guitar I'm gonna auction off on eBay for him this week. It's one of those 30th anniversary guitars, but last week we auctioned one. He sent one in, and we auctioned it off, and he actually donated that one to the Forgotten Survivors Fund, and we got $1,825 off of that one. That kind of rounded off the figure and brought us up to the $15,000, which we were able to give the 5 of the Forgotten Survivors $3,000 each. So that kind of finishes off with round 1 there. So now we're starting off with round 2 with Jesus for the Survivors and Dawn and Marcia. So we're up to $2,000 now. And then last night, Billy Fender's the one that Alan gave the black Stratocaster that he had to. He gave it to Billy Fender one time about 30 years ago probably, and then Alan, he kind of had giver away remorse, and so I called Billy and said, hey, Alan's kind of wishes he wouldn't have gave you that guitar back, and he wants to know if you might give it back and give you another one he's not so attached to. So he did that. But since then Billy started building guitars, and after we auctioned off this one this week for cousin Figel, he's gonna send me one to auction off to donate to the Forgotten Survivors Fund, and we'll put that'll go toward round 2 of getting some money built up to give to the Forgotten Survivors. And then Griff, you've got a little information on people that are also donating things for the Forgotten Survivors Fund. Why don't you fill us in on some of that?
Brandon Campbell, a really good guy, man. Brandon Campbell, he's the band manager for Fortune Child, and actually Fortune Child's doing very well. Buddy Crump and Fortune Child, you guys need to keep an eye on those guys. They're actually touring with Black Crows. I've got a ticket to go see them next month over on the West Coast here in Florida. Looking forward to that. And Brandon sent me a bunch of pictures here recently of it was the guys in the band, I think Alan and Gary, when they were at the Lakeland Civic Center. Their original pictures. They're going to go up for auction, along with Brandon's got Ronnie Van Zant's original Arrest record from, I think, 1966, and a lot of other stuff too that he's going through his collection, and he wants to donate those things for Mark Howard. Mark Howard did lose his leg recently, and we're sorry to hear that, but it's going to help him get better, and we're wanting to support Mark Howard because now he's going through a lot of therapy. He's still in the hospital, and that recovery is going to be pretty brutal for him. So you guys think about Mark Howard if you want to do any donations, and if you want to donate something and you want to specifically make it go to somebody, let us know. So we appreciate all the donations and the items that you're going to send in that Craig can auction off. And I think, Craig, aren't you talking about a way to auction things off without using eBay? We want to start looking at that because of their fees are so expensive. So I think we might try that on here sometime, right?
Yeah, you know what, Mitch Scooby, he kind of instigated a little thing a couple weeks ago. He was a bus driver for many years, and there was guys that would leave stuff on the bus, and then he picked up a bunch of merch swag through all the years, and he's got, I guess, boxes of stuff that he wants to get rid of, and I guess we're thinking about having some kind of a live auction with him here coming up pretty soon. It's something we're thinking about doing. But it'd be nice if we could just offer things for sale and just have people bid on them without having to go through eBay, because they take about over 10% of the sale. So it'd be nice to do that. Yeah,
we'll work on figuring out a way to do that because we want to try to get every bit of the funds to where they really belong. But anything Craig puts his name on, it does bring the price up, because he is a stoned roadie, and and a lot of people, like the fact that if Craig's selling it, it's legit. Although there are some people that claim Craig is a thief and I'm a thief. And as a matter of fact, Craig, you got your phone turned off because there's some people were pissed off about that too, right? About
No, I don't have my phone on turned off, and if it rings, I'm going to answer it. And if you don't like it, you can just go find something else to watch.
well, the reason Craig leaves his phone on is because there's might be somebody interesting calling. Like that day, Gene Odom called me, and if I wouldn't have had my phone on, we couldn't have heard Gene, and so that's why Craig leaves his phone on because we don't. We're live here, basically live recorded, and we're not going to leave anything out happening around the Reed residence. So yeah, that's pretty cool, getting all those donations, and then we got some pretty cool stuff to talk about here too, Craig. Some up and coming things. I do have some more information on the monument on the 20th. I was talking to Dwayne Easley and Mike Roundsville. They're on the board, and I have some information that I can give you guys that are planning to come to the monument event. This is subject to change. It's not in concrete yet. When we do get the official word on everything, I'll post it on the supportsurvivors.net web page, and you guys can go look at the timeline of events on that website, and we'll let you know here when it's posted too as well. So yeah, keep an eye on supportsurvivors.net. So on the 20th, of course, Craig and I were working on getting an RV. We're waiting till I think the 1st of October to find out whether or not we can get an RV that somebody's thinking about running us down there in, but they're not sure if they can do it yet. So we're kind of waiting on that before we go to plan B. And we're probably going to leave like a couple days early, right, Craig? Like,
yeah, I mentioned
18th.
We're going to leave on the 17th and
right,
travel on the 18th and 19th, and be down there on the 19th sometime, and so we could rest up and be there on the full day of the 20th. Yeah, I imagine that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, because we'll be spending the night. Probably stop a couple times there on the way because it's not going to be like a car that we're in. It's going to be a complete convoy. So we'll have specifics on where we're going to stop and where people can meet up and everything once we get a little closer to that. So that's just kind of like a little bit of a timeline for you on the convoy. And we also, I think, did you get those radios yet?
I did. Craig? Yes, I did get those radios.
Cool.
Yeah.
So we got some CBs that we can let some people have. What is it? You get 2 or 3 of them, Craig?
I got a couple of I got a couple. Yeah, got a couple.
Yeah. So I think Craig's got an extra one too. So I don't know. We might give those to the chase car and the and the rocking chair car. So yeah, we got the convoy, and then there's going to be another convoy coming up from the south, and I think Chad Reed might be heading that one up. So we'll fill you guys in, and I know you guys are waiting for this information, so we're going to get it to you as soon as we're certain. Then as far as the 20th, it looks like on the 20th, which I believe is a Friday, there's going to be some bands. They're looking to close a street off that comes down from the main road up to the actual monument. So people have plenty of room to mill around because they're expecting, a couple thousand, as much as several thousand. So around 2:00 on the 20th, there's going to be some bands playing. And then after the bands play, dedication of the monument, which is probably going to include that Brandon Miller guitar giveaway that people bought tickets for. I'm not sure. I think you can still get tickets. I'll have to figure out a little bit more about that. I want to actually get Brandon Miller on the podcast so he can go over the specifics of those things. And we'll do that. And because he did call me and wants to disseminate that information. So you got the bands playing at 2:00, then the dedication of the monument, which is the granite carving and the poem. And then after that, right about crash time, Craig, you know what crash time was, right? Like about dusk.
Yes. I don't know. Yeah, about 7:00, 6:45, I think was.
Yeah, they're going to do a candlelight visual. And so it's basically you're going to, have your cell phone and you're going to hold up your lit cell phone to in respect of the survivors. But before all that happens, there's going to be a table set up so you can meet and greet the survivors and the first responders. That'll happen around noon. You can get autographs, and there's going to be some memorabilia stuff there too. There's going to be some stuff for sale, T-shirts, posters, stickers, a lot of cool stuff like that. So that's going to be on the 20th, Friday. And like I said, we'll tell you when we get concrete information for all that, because some of that's subject to change. And you can check out the supportsurvivors.net to get the final information once it's out there. Then on Saturday, which is the next day, there's going to be some more bands playing there. So, if you want to hang around and see some more bands and come mingle with a lot of people, because there are going to be people from all over the place that you can meet and talk to. And I'm sure there'll still be some pretty cool people there on Saturday. But it looks like on Sunday that everything's going to be wrapped up by Sunday and everything will be over. But we are in talks. I think, it's still probably, not even a certain thing at all, but it's in work that there's a place. It's kind of like a bar that sort of similar to Whitey's, maybe not as big. That's just, I think it's only like 9 miles from the actual monument, where we're hoping to get Six Gun with Zach Lane to play there. We're going to go talk to the owner. We're going to see if he thinks that's a good idea for him, because I think he can make a lot of money there with a lot of the people that are going to need something to do. So we're looking for some things for the people that come to do after the sun goes down. So, they can go have some fun and see Six Gun. So we'll let you know about that. It's still in work. I'll probably know more about that by the next podcast there. And then the other thing too, I got some really good information, and I posted it on Facebook. Looks like On the Road with Griff Martin coming up the 26th. I'll be up in Virginia. I'm going to meet with Joey Davis. He's the guitar player for Oliver Anthony, Richmond, north of Richmond, the guy who's got that big hit out there. And they're kind of like fans of the Stone Roadie show. So we got lucky with that. And Joey Davis, who's his guitar player, one heck of a guitar player, that guy. If you haven't heard him and you haven't heard Oliver Anthony and those great songs that he's written, I'm going to go up and there's an event up there where I'm going to talk to him. I'm going to do an interview with him. Also, a guy named Keith Horn, who's going to be playing bass for Joey Davis. And Keith Horn has played with Tanya Tucker, Waylon Jennings, Peter Frampton, Hart, Trisha Yearwood. I'm pretty sure he's going to let me have a chat with him too. And it's going to be a really cool On the Road with Griff Martin up there, hanging out with Oliver Anthony's guitar player. Then after that, I'm going to be heading over there in the west side of Virginia to see a concert, then I don't have the name of the place written down here yet, but Six Gun's going to be there. We're going to be doing a live. We're going to attempt another live with Automotive, right, Craig?
Yeah, I'm working on getting a better camera over there.
Yeah, we're going to get a camera that Otto can kind of do like I do when I do the On the Road with Griff Martin, except this one's going to be, it's going to have internet capability where we'll be able to go live, and it's not going to be a cell phone, because we've had a lot of trouble. Those of you that's been watching the lives, you've seen it's kind of embarrassing, but we're learning. Yeah, so hopefully we have to have, we're going to have some of the kinks worked out on that thing. But I'll be recording that, and I'll use that on the Griff Martin On the Road. So if it don't work out as far as Otto doing the live, I'll have it recorded. And there's Craig.
It's Wednesday at 4:00, so I'm doing a podcast like normal, like last Wednesday when you called. Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay, good. Yeah. Okay.
So the guy knows that Craig's doing a podcast. He's already been told, so he calls again.
Okay,
That's
cool.
Okay.
Now just keep it down there. When do you want me to come down and sign it? Oh, I'll be done here in about an hour. Yeah, I'll give you a call when I get done. Bye.
Yeah, that guy don't listen, does he, Craig? So yeah, so it looks like the On the Road coming up is going to be pretty cool. Looking forward to that stuff. And you guys remember that Otto's learning on that live thing. So
it's not all his fault though. I'm getting a lot. He calls technical support about it every day, and they don't know what's wrong. I mean, it should be working okay, but
I just don't like the whole cell phone thing. I don't think that's a good thing to use. I mean, you don't see the professionals using the cell phone.
Yeah, what's funny is him and Chad just went out and bought those iPhone 14s. I just heard on the radio they're coming out with an iPhone 15.
Maybe they can trade them in and get the good one, Yeah, so yeah, it looks like everything's coming together as far as the monument. Gene Odom will be there. I'm not sure if Mark Frank's going to be there, but I think he might have something to do. But I thought he was going to try. Mark Howard's going to try to be there, even though he's going through what he's going through. And then you're going to Paul Welsh. I'm pretty sure he's going to be there. So there's going to be a lot of survivors there. Then the other thing too is on Saturday, before the I'm sure we'll probably have it over with before the bands play, is we're going to take Craig out to the crash site, and we're going to videotape that whole thing. Craig's going to go out to the crash site. The only time he's ever been there is when he crashed, and so
I don't remember that.
Yeah, remember that. So so we're going to get Craig out. Then that's going to be a hoot, because Craig, he's going to be he'll probably try to cross the creek or some shit. Yeah, you never know what Craig's going to do. I'll bring a machete in case he wants to try to hack his way to follow the same route that the guys at ARTIMUS and Mark Frank and Kenny Peden took to get to the farmhouse. I'm
going to be carrying a great big knife anyways, in case we run across a wild pig.
Oh, there's some wild pigs out there. Old Luttrell almost got tusked out there. I mean, he came running up to me, and he goes, man, I didn't bring my gun, and these pigs were chasing me. Those things, man, they'll eat you alive. I've had them chase me before.
They're nasty.
Yeah, so
then they'll eat you.
Yeah, they will. So yeah, that's gonna be pretty fun time with that. We don't know who the bands are that's going to be playing there. When we find out who that is, but I'm sure they'll have somebody that's a pretty good band for you guys to see. They're trying to keep the cost down because it's hard to keep that monument going, and there's so many people there. They're going to have food trucks there. They're going to have restrooms. So that's one thing I want to make sure that I mention.
And then he's going to have that the boarding house there. He's going to take a bunch of stuff over to the board. That's still going on.
That's right.
Boarding house is going to take a bunch of plane stuff over there too.
Yeah, there's going to be at the it's actually a bed and breakfast that I don't think you can stay there. You might.
There's this one room there. Yeah,
right, and it's going to have a bunch of plane crash artifacts, and they'll be taking donations there. You'll be able to go in and see, and I mean they got a lot of stuff there. They got instrument panel and seats and tables and things that came out of the plane. It's if for people that don't want to see that kind of stuff because they don't really like to talk about the plane crash or anything, I wouldn't suggest you go there. But it is what it is. It's been a long time, and just like the Titanic. I mean, after a period of time passes, and we don't want to take it lightly that we lost lives on that plane, but it's part of history, and those things are very interesting to look at. So the people that want to see that stuff, bring you some cash, because I think you're going to have to give some kind of a donation to get in there. But I'm sure it's not going to be like a lot. But I
think he said donations would be voluntary. I don't.
Yeah. Okay.
Specific. Yeah. So it's just a voluntary donation, from what I remember. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so, that's kind of some of the specifics. As soon as I get more information, then I'll give it to you guys. But like I said, I'll put it up on the supportsurvivors.net page when I get it. And I think there's going to be some pretty cool T-shirts and stuff there for sale too. So I would bring cash, because I don't know, if they have any of those credit card readers there or not. And, they don't have good cell phone signal there either. So if you guys go there and you think you're going to be able to get out with your cell phone, it's probably not going to happen. Maybe not. So you got to remember, it's out in the swamp, and it's a monument out in the pine forest. It's not Disney World out there. So bring your bug spray and your cash, and just remember that, you're a good ways from town. Also in Gillsburg, there's some hotels there. I know there's a Days Inn there. They're remodeling that Days Inn, and it's pretty reasonable price. If you want to go ahead and get your room there. There's also, I believe, a Quality Inn, and there's some restaurants in Gillsburg. That's where I always stay when I go there. I stay at the Days Inn, but Craig and I will be in the camper this time. So, so that's going to be interesting, riding down to the monument in the camper with the Stoned Roadie. And I'm going to be able to see what it was like when those guys in the band were hanging around with Craig. Because I always tell everybody they kept Craig around for pure entertainment. I don't think it had anything to do with his abilities to be a roadie. I think that was just, that was their entertainment. Because if you're around Craig any length of time, it's entertainment.
Well, with Leon and Billy around, there was plenty of entertainment on any vehicle we were on. Yeah.
Well, it was something pretty funny that happened at the Rockin' for a Reason. Craig had sat in something, and it was brown, and it looked like shit. it actually looked like shit, right? And so
yeah,
Craig
Aunt
walked-
Jane said, "Craig, you shit your pants."
yeah, because Aunt Jane was, I think she was sitting in a wheelchair.
She said, "Turn it around." And I said, "Why?" She said, "Looks like you shit your pants." I was eating those doggone dark chocolate coffee beans. I must have dropped a couple between my legs, and they melted.
Yeah, Craig comes up to me. He goes, "Hey, Griff, man, I gotta leave." And I'm like, because it was like a 45-minute drive all the way back to Chad's house, right? And that's where he was staying, and all of his clothes were there. And Craig comes up and he goes, "Hey, man," he goes, "Would you look at my pants?" And I said, "Man, you shit your pants." And he goes, "No, I didn't shit my pants." He goes, "I sat on something." And Aunt Jane goes, "No, Craig, you shit your pants." You know, she was funny as hell, Aunt Jane was. And yeah, she was sitting down in her wheelchair, and Craig walked by, and she saw that and she, "Craig, come here."
She had turned around and she took a picture. She showed me the picture. Yeah, but holy shit.
Literally. But I didn't smell any shit in the car, so I don't think it was shit, you know.
God.
But you know, when you get Craig's age, you don't know, man. You know.
I don't know. I don't know shit from Shinola.
Yeah, so like I said, you hang around with Craig, and you guys can come meet Craig and bullshit with him. He's always in rare form, and so are those other guys. Are really cool. And Gene Odom. If you haven't met Gene Odom yet, oh my God, that guy's hilarious. You might get in a fight if you hang around with Gene sometimes, because I've been around Gene and he does not play, man. He doesn't hold back anything. You go to a restaurant with him, and if they're playing music in there he don't like, he'll tell them to turn that shit off. But he's a good guy. He's a great guy. He's actually coming to my house Friday, and we're gonna sit down and do some signings on some things. I'll probably get him to sign a bunch of stuff, some posters and things when I come up there. That way he won't have to already sign them. It'll save him from having to do that. So yeah, you know, I think there's also gonna be, I think there's gonna be some stuff that people are bringing that they might have wanted. I heard somebody had some stuff they wanted to sell there too. I don't know. I'll have to check on that, but there may even be some like memorabilia stuff there for sale that people want to sell. I don't know if you guys have any of that stuff and you want to bring it and you want to try to unload it. There's going to be plenty of Lynyrd Skynyrd people there that would buy it. So if you got any stuff and you know, you want to sell it and you want to donate any of it, keep it for yourself or whatever, just remember there's a lot of Lynyrd Skynyrd skin tards there that I'm sure would buy it from you. So that's all I got, Craig, with that stuff. So it's quite a bit of information there for you people that were wanting to know.
And also, his cousin Figel's been sending me stuff out of his collection, and a lot of it is the Freebird Foundation stuff, and and some of it is where Ronnie's wife had those things that she was putting on, that she was having auctions, and I think that's where cousin Figel said that he bought. I think that's where he bought this Travis Tritt guitar that I'm auctioning off for him this week, and I also think that's where he's got one of Ronnie's hats that he got off of her, that a bunch of people have signed, you know, and I don't think he's quite ready to give that up yet. He's still taking that dog dewormer and hoping that it'll carry him.
Yeah, there's something else that I want to kind of work on, and I'll go ahead and mention it because I'm not going to say it's going to happen, but I've been talking to Joe Crimp. It's been a while. I need to call Joe Crimp. Joe, I know you're listening, buddy. Moose I only know him as Moose, and he was in Crawdad, the band that Steve Gaines was in, and he's really good friends with Joe Crimp. Him and Joe Crimp are like best buds, and he talks to Moose quite often. Crawdad was a band that Steve Gaines was in when Skynyrd snagged him out of that band and brought him into Skynyrd. And I think we can get Moose on the podcast. I'm pretty sure Joe thinks he'll come on. So I'll give Joe a call and we'll try to get Moose. Now that's going to be one heck of a podcast. It's going to be all about stories of Steve Gaines, pre-Lynyrd Skynyrd, when he was in Crawdad. So that's going to be one. And of course, Joe Crimp will come on with him. So I'm gonna try to get Joe motivated to go do that. And then we got some other people that have said they would probably come on, and I'm not going to mention their name, but they're pretty cool people. So we're working a list to get some more guests on the podcast too. So things are looking up. And remember to subscribe. Because we need all the subscriptions we can get. That's how we get paid to give the money to donate to the survivors. So you guys make sure you subscribe. It doesn't cost anything, and it's just to click the button and you're done. And then you'll get a notification for whenever the podcast is coming on, and that way you can watch. So that's all I got, Craig.
All righty then. So I guess we'll call that the end of podcast 98 of the Stone Roadie show for this week. And
100 coming up, and Craig's going to have his pilot outfit on for that
one. And so anyways, so I guess we'll call that a wrap. And happy trails to you until we meet again, and happy trails to you, and keep toking until then. And may the good Lord take a liking to you. And cut.
And we'll see you next time
on the Stone Roadie Show.
Well, welcome to the Stone Roadie podcast. It's the one you don't want to miss. It stars Craig Reed, the Stone Roadie, and Griff, the rocket scientist. Let's not forget Kathy Godsey and all the old friends that come along. Lord, we'll be talking Skynyrd and leaving you with a song. Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep toking until then. Yeah, the Road Stoney Show.